It was having the freedom to go to the playground and to leave class early in order to attend team practices back in those teenage years. While still in your teens, there is a chance you could succeed in a real club. You can establish yourself as a brand if you succeed in your career. Football players now tend to be more than just athleticism, thanks to David Beckham's example. Phil Foden wants to use his skill off the field these days. But who is or was superior? Contrary to popular belief, this discussion is quite fascinating. We will start with the category that is, by far, the most subjective, also the one with the most subjective response. Despite playing the same position, Beckham and Foden's styles could not be more different, which is what makes them so beautiful. Despite being at different ends of the spectrum, they are each unique in their own ways. Beckham was the best ball crosser there was. Nobody could match the power and wit combination, making it appear more like a passing art than a hit-and-hope strategy. Amazing dribbles and 25-yard screamers are Foden's weapons, and they can stand out a bit more in a Manchester City club that can occasionally play robotically. But suppose you were extraterrestrial. Please be patient, we are getting someplace. Imagine yourself an alien visitor to Earth who did not know what football was. Which person's performance, the one hitting the ball 50 yards with his right leg acting as a golf club, or the one with the ball stuck to his left boot, would you find more impressive? It is really difficult to decide between the two. We will support Foden, but we will not hold it against you if you feel differently. Beckham's figures have a significant asterisk next to them since many of them come before Opta started gathering trustworthy data in the middle of the 2000s, which means that some computations might be incorrect. Nevertheless, considering the club his younger joined at City, and how modern football is structured around forwards amassing stats, he performed quite well to match Foden over the course of a full career. With 19 trophies won worldwide, Beckham hung up his boots. Foden is now on 18. It is close. If you want to be fussy, if City does not get their act together off the field, the validity of Foden's 17 club trophies in this discussion may be called into doubt. But for the time being, they are okay. Please do not get your underpants tangled. Global profession, even though Foden has been present for some of England's recent successes, he has not really established himself on the global scene yet. While his brace against Wales during the 2022 World Cup was a respectable beginning, he still has a lot more to give. Just Beckham's career in England was good enough to write a screenplay in Hollywood. From the humiliation of being sent off during the 1998 World Cup to earning a spot in the tournament in 2002 with a last-minute draw against Greece, from leading the Three Lions to serving as an assistant to coach Fabio Capello in 2010. Beckham was the only England player to play more frequently than Wayne Rooney and Peter Shilton. Although he did not precisely have great team success, he retired as unquestionably one of the nation's favorite sons. Being the first real on- and off-field icon in English football, Beckham ventured to challenge Sir Alex Ferguson. His reputation led him to Real Madrid, where he transformed American football with LA Galaxy. He then moved on loan to AC Milan and Paris Saint-Germain, treating them as side projects. Be it with the armband on or off, Beckham was a captain at heart. He was who he was. Foden's disadvantage is that, unlike Beckham's clubs, neutrals are not as enamored with City. His only attempt to improve his appearance was to become blonde for Euro 2020, and he shrank to such an extent that the story of that tournament was lost to time. The last piece was a digression and tirade written from Beckham's point of view, but it is important to emphasize that he was also an incredibly talented football player. Beckham represented the Red Devils on the Ballon d'Or podium when Manchester United won the treble in 1999. The legendary Rivaldo was the only one to beat him to first place. You do not acquire such a fan base if you lack the ability to support it. All things considered, Foden has a good chance of retiring from football as one of the all-time greats from England. It will be his time. But in comparison to Beckham, he will have to settle with a silver medal for the time being.